嗨，大家好，我是威廉。现在美国的疫情比较严重，所以威廉都在家里工作。无论是线上教学或制作影片，这段期间希望大家也是都进出平安，保持健康。那如果有需要这段时间跟威廉上一些视讯课，刚好威廉的时间是比较弹性可以安排的。如果你有萨克斯风或者爵士乐即兴相关的问题呢，不妨可以跟威廉约看上课。威廉在1月的时候呢，去到这个加州的NAMM秀，那刚好遇到威廉很喜欢的一位 YouTuber。话不多说，我们就来看今天的影片喽。Hello， 大家好，我是威廉，我现在在美国加州的这个2020的NAMM秀。那我们现在在这个 CloudVocal 的这个 booth。那今天威廉非常开心的要做一个很特别的一个 interview 的对象呢是个威廉非常喜欢的一个 YouTuber， 相信很多吹萨克斯风的朋友也都知道他就是 Better Sax 里面的 Jay。
Well, I started playing saxophone when I was 10 at school, played in the school band, you know. At 17, I decided, I was pretty good, I guess. I decided to study, and I went to university. SUNY Potsdam, which is upstate New York.
Okay.
And I studied classical saxophone at first and jazz at the same time.
I see.
But the degree was in classical, so there wasn't as much choice back then. This was in the early 90s. When I finished, I started playing like professionally, but in jazz. Wow, pop music, club dates, stuff like that, all different things. Yeah, and at some point I studied as an exchange student in the UK. At the Birmingham Conservatory, and that's how I ended up going to, eventually living in France, because I traveled around from there. Yeah.
I also know you are like saxophone technician. It's very unique because for all the like teachers or performers, like they just ask someone to do the repair. So what make you to go for that path?
Okay, well, one of my saxophone teachers, Mark Gatz, on Long Island, he was a great player, but he was also a technician. He had his own workshop in his house, and he would teach me. He'd say, you need to find ways to make a living, so you need to do lots of different things. So you got to be able to play, you got to be able to teach, and if you can do repairs too, that's another way. So I said, I want to learn. So he started showing me. And then I just continued from there and, apprenticed with different people. And it's not something, I just work on my own instruments now. And sometimes good friends, I'll do stuff. But I don't do it anymore like work,
It takes you a long time to learn like how to do those things?
Yeah, like everything else, it takes a long time.
Yeah, but do you suggest like every saxophonist should like learn how to do a little bit or just...
No. Only if it's something that you're really interested in. A lot of saxophone players are more interested in playing them than repairing them,
A lot of people know you, including myself, is through your YouTube channel. So your videos really helping a lot of people. So what make you want to start to like do the online teaching and doing so many like great video things?
Well, I started by first making a course, because I had this course I wanted to make, my pentatonic foundation course. And then to get the word out about this course, I started making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And so that's how it started. But then the YouTube videos started doing really well, and I was getting lots of great comments and feedback from people, from viewers. That makes me want to keep going and doing more.
Yeah.
Like when I come here, I meet people everywhere, and they're like, "Oh, I watch your videos, and you helped me get back into playing," or whatever. And it's like, wow, that's why,
Yeah. Your video is really, really high quality with the sound, with video. Do you have like a team behind it?
No, I do everything myself.
Really?
It's like anything else. I just learn how to do it. I started out at zero and then and learned, That's not so hard to do.
But you take a lot of time to edit, probably.
Editing, you gotta practice. It's a lot of work. The more you do, the faster you get.
Yeah, that's right. What is your biggest source of inspiration, such as saxophonists or any other musicians, players?
Yeah, I love saxophone players. I love a lot of classic straight ahead jazz saxophone players from 50s and 60s. But I also really like a lot of singers.
Okay.
You know, like Ray Charles is a very big influence, and you know the saxophone players that played with him, like David Fathead Newman.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Yeah, I mean, I try to take inspiration and motivation from lots of different sources. You know, I listen to jazz, but I've also listened to a lot of different music as well. More soul and R&B music, and even stuff, you know, like singers like James Taylor and you know, different things like that. But as far as saxophone players, I love Dexter Gordon. I love Cannonball Adderley. Modern players, I really like Vincent Herring and Eric Alexander. But there's so many. Many.
You probably go on tour or like performance gigs a lot, like making so many videos. How you manage your time to practice?
Okay. Well, when I used to play a lot of gigs, it was tougher to, and travel a lot, it was tougher to find practice time, quality practice time, or a place even to practice.
Yeah.
So now I've actually started doing a lot fewer gigs because I'm focusing on the YouTube content and my courses and stuff. And so that's allowed me recently to get a lot more quality practice time in. And also because now that I'm doing a lot more teaching, I feel a responsibility to be working hard on practicing stuff so that I'm not just like saying stuff, I'm actually doing the things I'm telling people to do, you know. And that's been great because I love practicing. But as you may know, when you're busy, and a lot of people love practicing, but you might have to go to work.
Yeah.
You might have kids. You might be a professional and you're touring and you can't. You know, so there's lots of reasons, things that get in the way.
Yeah.
You also need a space.
Yes.
So I'm very lucky now. Finally, I have my own practice space. You know, like the last 10 years, I've had a space to practice, which is a life changer. You know, any time of day I can practice.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference. And once you've got that, then you just got to get in there every day and do different stuff. The more I practice, the more I get into just like fundamentals. Like the more I work on stuff, the more I get into doing simpler and simpler things, and I find that gets me the best results. You know, so sound, just focusing on sound, just focusing on rhythm, just focusing on being relaxed in fingers, you know, really breaking everything down to the minimums.
I see.
I've created the habit to do all those things.
Yeah.
Then I'll go fast because I've already got the habit of doing it right, you know.
So start slow.
Yeah, but that's not how I used to practice. No. And this, I gotta tell you, this is a much better way to practice.
Yes, yes. You actually introduce a lot of like saxophone accessories, like new mouthpiece, ligatures, a lot of things. But it's very interesting. In the end of videos, you always say, it's not the most important things. Yeah. But as a saxophone player, we always want to like search in the new stuff and try to see different things. Yeah. So it seems a little bit conflict. What's your idea? Like trying new things and don't do too much.
Well, okay, so there's the reality that we need gear, we need a saxophone, we need a mouthpiece, we need reeds, we need ligature, we need those things.
Yeah.
Neck straps, you can't play without them, right?
Yes.
And the stuff you start with is usually going to be upgraded at some point. So there is a need to know about these things. But the main thing you don't want to do is blame your equipment for things not working the way you want. Like if you've got a working saxophone and a working mouthpiece and a decent reed, and the stuff functions, most of it is us, you know. So, and I've fallen into the trap myself where I've been like, oh, you know, if I only had this saxophone, then I'd play like I want to. I'd sound like, if I only had this mouthpiece, then I'd sound good. But no, it's not like, that's not how it works. So I love the gear. I love mouthpieces and reeds. I love it. And it's fun. But that's not, it's still me. Whatever comes out of the instrument is me. It's not the gear, you know.
That's right.
So we just have to keep that in mind. You know, here at NAMM, everybody's selling their stuff. They're marketing. They're saying, this is great. This is the best, you know. And I try to, like, you know, not listen to that.
Thank you so much, Jay, for your wonderful sharing. I hope, did you ever been Taiwan before?
I've never been to Taiwan.
I hope you can visit us in the near future.
I love to.
Yes, I believe many saxophone players, students would love to see you in live. You know, hear you playing and hear you talk.
Okay, well maybe we can organize something.
Yes, we should arrange that.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Appreciate. 这次呢，也要特别感谢这个 CloudVocal 云声呢赞助这次的这个 interview。WILLIAMSAX 跟我呢都是这个 CloudVocal 的这个麦克风的这个爱用者，那我们也都各自有制作这个影片来介绍他们的麦克风。那在这个影片的下方的文字叙述呢，也有 CloudVocal 他们的这个官网，点进去呢可以看到更详细的这个麦克风介绍。那我们就下次见喽，拜拜。